Hello everybody and welcome back to the stream. It is the second match of the evening. It's the second match of this Wildcard series. We have Immortal Order up against Pandoras Code Red. Two teams that Lotus has played for, vying for who's going to take Lotus's heart in this particular matchup. I don't know who she's going to vote for. Is it Immortal Order? Is it going to be Pandoras Code Red? She's been part of the mix in both of them. So it's not just the fact that we have an exciting lineup here, it's like hearts torn asunder. Can they be brought back together? I don't know. It's like a K-drama, isn't it, Lotus?
Wait, I think you should start writing C-dramas.
Yeah. It is going to be a good game between these two teams. They do know each other very, very well. Immortal Order, Pandoras Code Red, they've faced one another plenty of times. So we're gonna head into this particular match just to see who's gonna win, what they're gonna be doing. The drafting phase, notice we've been sitting here on the caster's seat quite a lot. We do know both these teams' styles of drafting. So we're gonna take a look to see the picks. Will we see some comfort picks coming out? Are we gonna see those respect bans? So if the drafting phase is a little bit iffy, it's because the teams know each other so well. But with that being said, Lotus, I think we should tell the teams we're ready to go. We can head off into the drafting phase.
Okay, just notifying the team. And we're good to go.
Excellent, excellent. So we're going to be heading into this first drafting phase. It is a best of three. This is the first match. It was Pandoras Code Red winning the coin toss, so they get the first picks and first bans coming out as we just transition into this. And it is going to be Kuro with the first ban.
I'm wondering, would they first go for meta bans or first target bans?
We're thinking the meta bans, right? Because see, when you look at the amount of jungles that's available currently, it's not as much as they used to be just a couple of weeks ago, in fact. So with the recent updates and changes to the patch, you can get rid of quite a few of the junglers, but it looks like, because I know I've been seeing this quite a bit in rank right now, the updated Grok has been causing people nightmares.
That is true, I can testify of that myself.
Grok smacked you with his wall.
Do you know how many times a person can get caught after tower diving, but then your own Grok sabotages you?
Yeah. But you know the most interesting thing about Grok and his wall is you can actually use it to delay the minions at the very start of the game. It can give you positional advantage.
Thorns remain, should petals fall.
True there. As we also see the Lancelot getting banned. Lancelot is devastating.
Yeah. Though there is a new player in PCR's mix, Cole. Cole has been well known as a Fanny player, but I wonder if Immortal Order know that.
Cole. The name seems familiar, but I just can't place it. Did he play for another team?
Yeah, he used to play for, I forget the name of this, but GOD, I think.
Let's go.
There. They used to play in the 5-man scene a while ago, but you know, things change.
True. Erythal getting banned out from the side of PCR. Erythal has been actually such a pretty strong hero. One, she deals with tanks quite nicely because of the passive where she can just counter certain armors. I'm not totally sure about that, so I won't delve too deeply into that. Muffin getting to go with a response ban.
Yeah, it's that second skill of hers that does armor break. So it gives her a little bit of extra, armor penetrating ability.
Cool. Carmella getting banned out from the side of Immortal Order. Carmela ban, when you think about it, there's a member from PCR. His name is Solid, now known as the Duke. But the one hero that everyone can associate with him is the Carmela. His Curse of Blood timings are amazing. But Glue getting banned out from the side of PCR, everyone knows how deadly Jake's is on the Glue.
Yeah, well, we've finally headed into that phase of the game, Lotus, where the respect bans are coming through. As we were saying, right, these two teams know each other a lot, really well. They scrimmed against each other a lot. They seem to get involved in... Oh, yeah, thank you, Megan, Ghosts of Deities. Yes, thank you for that reminder. You see what happens when you get old, Megan? Your mind starts to forget the names of teams that you used to do casting for. And, well, the perennial, the forever... The must be banned? What?
If it's like a mistake came out from the side of PCR, they left the YSS open. And we have seen Muffin from Immortal Order play that Yisun Shin.
Yeah, but PCR
was the best.
PCR first pick.
But would they pick it up?
That's the question. That is the question. They have... I'm not sure if Cole is going to go into the jungle. That's his... as far as I know him as a player, his favored role, but into this lineup we'll have to see, because he does play a lot of assassins, so YSS would fit into that category. The same with the Fanny pick, which we know that is a definite possibility, but let's get to see.
Mandate. My legacy
Kuro picking up the Zetian, one of Angelic Fury's favorite heroes to play recently, as we saw in some of the previous tournaments. But
yes,
Zetian first pick when a Yisun Shin was open.
I would want to go for the Yisun Shin. I would. But I'll say this much, right? We are going to get a lot of insider information, like insider trading here from just she knows them very, very well. I'm sure all you viewers at home noticed, like they're saying, Muffin's gonna love to play the YSS, and then what does Muffin pick? The YSS. So let's test Lotus's knowledge. Let's test the chat's knowledge, right? It's T Merlin and Cole with the next two picks. T Merlin, what do you think T Merlin's gonna lock on to?
I'm not necessarily sure. If you're saying Cole is gonna go with jungle, then Grip Reaper is gonna go XP or Roam. But I don't know about T Merlin or Cole, anything about them. But I'm definitely sure that PCR might want to bring in a Mincetar pick. It's one of their comfort picks, but would it fit?
Let's make the whole world.
So
Grip Reaper picking up a floor.
Yeah, and the X-Borg pick coming in there. So right now, Jakes has picked up that Badang, though we don't know which role he's going to assume. Personally, I like the Badang on the roam position, and I think the side of PCR suspect as much. Otherwise, I mean, if it's an XP lane Badang, you're just going to go for obvious and say, see you at the base, Badang. We'll see you some other time. You're not going to have a nice game. But as there is no Phoveus being picked, but even the X-Borg is a bit of a flex pick. Right now, we can't tell. Seems like an XP lane X-Borg, but could be switched to the jungle.
This time.
True, Angelic Fury picking up her Deadly Xavier. And Shrooms getting the next ban for the side of Immortal Order.
So, what's left? I mean, with the two, and this is the beauty of flex picking, right? It makes this next, but you can see the timer is ticking down here. Shroomsy, as the captain for Immortal Order, has to really think about this. He's like, do we suspect that this is going to be an X-Borg XP lane, or is it going to be jungle? What should we get rid of? We do know the roam, we do know the mid lane. So it's going to be either an XP lane ban, or is it going to be a jungle ban? Also, well, it's definitely a gold lane. So right now, I'd be thinking the same thing. You can't really tell with the flex picks. So let's get rid of potential scary gold laners so that we can get a marksman that fits nicely into our composition.
Sure, also PCR's Fury, his marksmen are extremely deadly. I think it's but his Granger, I have seen it before, his Granger and Clint is extremely deadly. Team Merlin might be wanting to go for another marksman ban. Because the Badang also works as a flex pick, so wouldn't also be... Ban's not the Gacha. Okay.
Yeah. So, Gato, actually, I would say that's a good ban for the side of PCR. That Avatar of Guardian into the backline. With a Florin and Zetchian, you know that they're going to be grouped up together. Every time you have a healer in the composition, you know that the teams are going to be tightly bunched, and that Avatar of Guardian can really be devastating.
True, especially if it's paired with the wall coming out from the Badang, and then any stuns coming out from the Xavier, so that is not something you would want to deal with. I mean, Florin can only give one sweeping heal at a time.
Exactly.
I'm born with talent.
Again, put that Guinevere. Interesting. Yeah, I think that would be so, but Guinevere with that Violet Requiem can get the knock up onto both the YSS, or sort of the YSS. He has that like natural purifier, you could say, and the ability to escape CC, but it would be more to protect the Xavier. Xavier has extremely long distances on the
Need some stitches?
on his range of skills, but right now, if I was on the side of PCR, I'd be thinking of picking up that Hayabusa.
Hayabusa could actually work here. I mean, Xavier is extremely easy to pick off if you have a good Hayabusa.
Yeah.
And could scale quite nicely, but the Hayabusa versus the Yisun Shin,
Yeah,
that could be a problem.
Well, no. Yisun Shin won't really be able to deal with the Hayabusa. Yisun Shin, to deal with the Hayabusa, you need to have a certain amount of lockdown. Granted, the Mountain Shocker does have a mini stun to it, but it's a mini stun. It's not enough to deal with the Hayabusa. When he hits that shadow kill, I mean, he's immune to everything. Has high mobility.
I was thinking more in the terms of macro play and jungling speed.
The jungling speed of both is fairly similar. Obviously, YSS would have a slight advantage in terms of having that faster jungle here. The thing that makes YSS so broken right now is the global vision on his ultimate. It was the rework to it. It always had global vision, right? But the fact that now it gives you... there's no downside to that ultimate at all. He has mobility, he has a stun, he has damage, and he has global vision. That's one of the things that makes him absolutely broken right now. But Hayabusa is a counter to any marksman. And if you think about a YSS, he still has marksman attached to his name. So I'd have been looking at that, especially with a Clint, low mobility marksman, Xavier, low mobility mage, and you've got a YSS into the mix there. I'd be thinking this is a perfect Hayabusa game. But Team Merlin deciding to go for the anti-heal hero with the Basha coming through. So I'm not sure. I think maybe they just want to go early game and snowball. Maybe that's the strat that they want to work with.
That could be so. I mean, everyone knows how strong Immortal Order is. So depending on the late game of the Hayabusa, potential of the Hayabusa, might not be the best pick. So that's maybe why they wanted to go for the Basha. But Oshumzi picking up the Kalea.
Oh, that's a good pick. That is a really good pick into this lineup. Right, granted, Basha can get a bit of poke damage onto the Kalea, but her job is to just proc the passive on the Zetchian and airlift the Florin. So Florin is going to be caught up in a tsunami.
Good pun. But judging as collectively both teams' drafts, which one would you actually favor?
Now, I would go for Immortal Order. Obviously, there would be a few adjustments I would try to make, but the side of PCR don't have the backline dive, whereas the side of Immortal Order have a very strong backline and they've got the CC and control in the front line. But as we know, drafting matters up to a point. It's a one of the massive or major parts of the game, yes, but it matters up until a certain degree. It all comes down to execution, and both teams do have some scary team fight potential.
That is true. Also, if both teams can actually make it to the late game, the Clint and the Brody, their damage would be insane. 1-on-1, if they actually have to deal with each other late game, there's no telling who would actually be able to win. The two mages have map-wide ultimates, global healing coming out from the Florin, so who knows?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. But like we said, it comes down to execution. PCR have that early game composition. They're probably going to go for a bit of a snowball style and strategy and clear just with the poke damage here onto Zetien. Zetien with a bit of a reposition manages to get back to safety, does clear a wave. Florin was doing some scouting out here in the jungle just to give a bit of vision. There's a bit of contest around this the little. Washer is into the mix. Who gets it? The faster finger on the retry goes to Team Merlin as he secures that first neutral objective of the game.
Good play coming out from Team Merlin. Right now, both teams aren't committing to any fights just yet, just getting vision and poking as well. Wanting to make sure that their junglers jungle quite safely and quickly.
Yeah.
And
I thought Luffy was going to step out of line there. Is he going in there? It's going to be Shroomsy with the lift up. He does get a bit of poke on the counter to engage into it. And the turtle point side comes in. And they're going to be the revitalized for a follow-up. Somehow Shroomsy's still alive. Xavier with a block of damage here. YSS still not that level 4 yet. Will want to go in. Has the ability to launch that mountain shocker. But has to be patient, right? You can't do that when there's a Florin around. And Washer, he's there into the bush. He manages to catch up YSS. There's the stun. The mountain shocker does come out. Catches up to 3. YSS on the double muffin, showing us why YSS is so deadly at this moment in time.
And getting a double kill just before the first turtle of the game spawns up, giving them somewhat of a retry advantage as well.
Yeah, that's like that, call an ambulance. But not for me. As Muffin sent everybody back to the base. But Team Merlin is starting this up. Cole here, providing the vision and wants to zone away. They should be able to secure this because Xbox is not somebody you want to really go into. Oh, but down with the first check, manages now to get 2 against the wall. Then we see the follow-up Floral with the heal. Manages, oh, what timing level for the Floral Bloom comes out. So that's Turtle and a kill going the way of PCR. And look at this from, is that Luffy or Fluffy? Luffy.
Do you mean Fury?
Fury. I keep thinking, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know what letters this is. So it was none of the above options. I failed the test. It's Fury. Who was doing a lot of poke damage onto the Clint, forcing him back underneath the turret. But I don't know what you think, Lotus. Is that... Oh, Shunzi going into the mix. Tsunami slam onto the Zetien. Drawing light comes out from the Xavier, but Xavier won't have that damage just yet. But to my question to you, Lotus, right? The wave management there from Fury was a little bit aggressive. So I don't know, it's a good setup for things like this. YSS goes in, oh, the mountain shocker comes out, but fast fingers from Fury repositioning.
Basha also rolling into the mix, just getting vision right now. Both teams actually want to poke each other, but will they commit?
That's the question. Well, it's at this moment in time, you don't really want to commit it to anything. But a poke damage here to Shroomsy. He does use that arrow to get back to safety. The gold lead is ever so slightly in the favor of PCR as things stand. Oh, but there's going to be Zetien with the Fury of the Phoenix as there was an engagement onto Cole. However, it's Basha with a turtle points and Tsunami slam from Shroomsy trying to keep his jungler alive. Oh, beautiful flicker out. Nice outplay from him. But there was a lot of skills being committed there as Muffin will go back to farming. He's quite low. His buff might try to take him down. Meanwhile, Clint is having a hard time with a Brody. The stacks comes out there. There's going to be the torn apart memory, but Clint managing to stay safe. Both marksmen's recalling, and the second turtle of the match is up.
Right now, Immortal Order seems to want to go for the next turtle. Yisun is actually getting his alpha bit by bit, but he needs to actually be at the turtle this time to get it. Shroomzy making sure to get a vision for his jungler.
And trying to create the speed with a flicker. First crack into the mix, but he gets taken down. The turtle does go the way of PCR, but trying to escape the attentions here, but he's going to. Oh, he does! He sacrificed to safety. He walked on the hunt. They're chasing everybody down. It's a 3-0 exchange. Will this be 4? I think so. It is 4. The jungle invaders on. What a setup. What a play. Jakes there with a play of a lifetime.
They lost the turtle, but actually managed to take the fight and might also actually get this mid lane turret. No, they don't. But did you see that? The Bedang came and then the Thorn preemptively went with the global healing, and then the Yisun came in with the Mountain Shocker.
Yeah, the layering of the attacks there from Immortal Order got them into position to win this fight, swinging the gold lead into their favor and gaining a little bit of map control. But right now, I think the danger play is going to be Fury here on this Brody. They're going to have to try to shut him down, but there is a bit of a pause going. I think there might have been some lag issues as we will find out what is happening from the players.
Seems like Team Merlin is lagging.
Yes, Team Merlin is lagging, fortunately. But you see, this is why it's nice to have the setup that we have here on Lotus. We do have the ability to have referees with the special task of ensuring that nothing's going to happen. But let us get back on screen so the viewers get to see Lotus, the blushing menace, as she gives us her thoughts on what she thinks is going to happen next.
Well, what's gonna happen next is Immortal Order knows how dangerous the Brody is gonna be late game, so they're probably gonna want to shut him down early. We can already see the rotation here from the side of Immortal Order, starting to circle him from all the sides. But the thing is, the PCRs also want to gonna defend that mid turret because it is so low, the health. So that's maybe gonna also restrict them to the mid lane, giving Immortal Order some more space, because the Basha with that first skill of his gives him so much map presence that Immortal Order was a bit restricted right now. But we do see that the match is continuing.
So Fury using the bushes just to stay a little bit safe. I think you're right. Immortal Order will try to put pressure onto the gold lane and then create space for their jungler to maybe try and take that mid lane turret at the same time. As we're just watching Angelic Fury and Shroomzy just waiting patiently for the next wave to come out. Shroomzy just dancing from bush to bush, but both teams are setting up here right now. It's a 3v. Well, actually, one situation. It looks like PCR, they want to seize the opportunity to try to get in onto Muffin, but Muffin has that high mobility there on the YSS.
But a lot of camping coming out here from the side of Immortal Order. They want to catch Fury, and he's probably not even gonna suspect it.
Tsunami Slam, it left in the house, taking down the Brody just before this objective. So Lotus calling it right there, just knowing that they're gonna have to deal with the danger that comes out from the Brody, but Team Merlin into the mix. There's the Fury of the Phoenix with Cole there in the backline with that X-Bug. He does get that last insanity off, but somehow YSS repositioning and Immortal Order not taking too much damage, and should be able to take this third and final turtle of the game uncontested. Now the pressure is onto the mid lane. The waves are coming through here. Do they have the numbers to take this down? They sense that they might. Zechi and Kuro trying to join into the mix, wants to go for the block, but Muffin dashes in there, takes down the mid lane turret. Dawning Light just to push back the wave as the side of PCR get towards the mid lane. They want to try to get a defense mounted. With conceal play coming out from Shroomzy. He's going to set up. He's underneath the turret. He picks up. He drops down. Tsunami Slam. But the second skill from Fury as he manages to get a turret kill. However, Muffin gets a kill onto the Florin in the backline, so it's a roam for roam exchange.
Why was the follow-up not close enough to Shroomzy? But unfortunately there was a bit of miscalculation there when he tried to go with the Tsunami Slam, but got caught off by the wall.
Yeah, so what you're trying to say is, Lotus, we should clip that and send it to Shroomsy later.
Yes. But don't tell him I said that.
Yeah. And well, unless he gets back to this part of the stream, you'll never know. Oh, but down with the first crack here, with the heels coming through from the floor and Brody turning around, he should hit that Tornaport memory, and that is, well, Brody doing what Brody does best, just blowing up the Badang. He's now in distant memory as he has 15 seconds to come back alive and be back into the mix once more. Oh, Angelic Fury with the Dawning Light once more. There's Clint just parking that passive, putting a lot of pressure. It's 25 seconds to the Lord as the map control in the side of Immortal Order. So they're gonna probably just get that top lane pushed in very shortly. Shroomsy giving space to postpone Malone to try to get that push in and then create that space so they can take the neutral objective uncontested.
Definitely, and it seems like PCR will not try to contest. They're definitely gonna try to clear out the jungle, maybe just relieve some of the pressures on the lane, and Heesunshin and his team just starting to melt down the first lord of the game.
Yeah, I would say the not wanting to contest is a good decision, but Dan getting poked out here as oh, there's beautiful Fury of the Phoenix coming through here, but it's godlike for the Wires. There's Clint in the backline dishing out the damage, but it's a shutdown for the Wires. There's a tsunami stamp, but will we see the follow-up? Oh, Shroomsy manages to get the kill, but he's gonna get taken down, but the Dawning Light from Angelic Fury right here in the land of Dawn, sending everybody back to the base with a very, very short trip. That was a beautifully timed Dawning Light.
That was definitely a 3-for-3 exchange right there, but the way Angelic Fury just sniped everyone.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Xavier. When we check the builds, we'll see now what those items are looking like. She's got the glowing wand, is building towards the second item. The first tier 2 turret, or second tier 2 turret, should I say, after game being taken down. The Lord not being allowed to prop that shield, but it's still plenty of time, shall we say, before that shields will be no longer valid. As Immortal Order sense the opportunity, they have all their skills available. They sense the opportunity to pick off somebody here underneath this tier 2 turret. There's the engagement. Shroomsy with the knock up onto 2. Tsunami slam, but onto the Xbox. Fury of the Phoenix come out with a floral bloom as well. As Cole manages to reposition, but Moffin, he got to the backpack. There's going to be the Tornaport memory coming in to make the kills 1-1. And so that's going to be the mid lane and XP lane are taken down from either of the teams. The bot lane shield has been procced, but I think Immortal Order saying, you know what, we've gotten what we can out of this particular engagement. Discipline's the name of the game. Let's go back to jungle, invade and steal as much farm as possible and freeze the lanes.
Shroomsy does not want to see him to freeze the lanes, but changes his mind pretty shortly. Right now, what you don't want for PCR to do is to actually start getting in the farm. So freezing the lanes, starving them out is actually a good war technique used several times over the centuries. But Shroomsy looking for the next tsunami slam.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for the side of PCR, to be very, very honest with you. Simply because, there's the Fury of the Phoenix, the engagement here onto Fury. He does manage to get the Tornaport maybe, but the CC control is in there. Clint, postpone Malone, dishing out the damage. The heals coming through, but Clint manages to get a pickup. It's going to be Xbox with the last insanity, but Clear somehow managed to survive it. There's the second skill from onto Cole as Badang lands the first crack. They take down the frog armor, and Clint on the mega kill. Pressure is on here. Can they take down this turret? Chechen has other ideas, clears out the wave, and all of this in time for the next objective. It's going to be difficult for the side of PCR because the only hero that scales really well for them into the late game is Brody, and you need to get him online, and it's really difficult, especially if Immortal Order are doing what they're doing, which is keeping lanes frozen until they get to this objective.
Sure, and whenever Brody even dares to step out of the base, Shroomsy is there to kidnap him and have Immortal Order kill him. So this is making it very difficult, but they do have the ability to defend. They have the Florin. She just needs to time that global healing a bit better. And with the that global healing coming out from the Florin and the global ultimate coming out from the Zitian, they do have some good defensive potential from their side.
Yeah, I would agree. They've got some nice wave clear. They can get the vision from the Fury of the Phoenix, but it's going to come down to this moment in time, right? Most games, as we know in the pro scene, end between the 10 to 14 minute mark. We're heading towards the 14-minute mark. Immortal Order, they've got their lanes synced up beautifully. This is some lovely discipline from them. They're gonna wait for the Shroomsy once more into the front line. There's a lot of pressure being placed, but Muffin, he goes in, he forces out the Flower Blow, but Zetian, beautiful Fury of the Phoenix, however, X-Log goes in before he could get that last insanity off. The Frog armor is taken down, so there's a mid lane turret being crashed in here. However, the defensive capabilities from the side of PCR coming to the fore. They managed to survive this initial onslaught, did not create the opportunity for Immortal Order to find that winning angle.
Immortal Order did get 2 inhibitor turrets, so even if they did lose one member, I'm pretty sure that they're happy with this trade right now. But PCR can definitely be proud of themselves for a good defense, making sure to stall the game for a little bit longer and have the Brody farm up as much as he can.
Yeah, it's patience is going to be the name of the game. When there's a gold lead that is, what, roughly around 7k, 7.5k against you, you have to even that out, because 7.5k is a couple of items. That's
True.
Quite a big difference.
Yes, it can also give you 2 Blade of Despairs, which is one of the most expensive items in the game. But I thought the name of the game is Mobile Legends. When did it turn to Patience?
When you were not watching.
Good camp coming out from the side of Immortal Order, but gets scouted out.
Fury of the Phoenix into the mix here as a Muffin tries to reposition. It is 20 seconds to this next Lord. Immortal Order, they don't want to waste too many skills. They did use the Mountain Shocker, but the cooldown on Mountain Shocker is low.
Sure, right now it's 16 seconds, so it's relatively around 21 seconds now. Wait, let me actually just double check. 36 seconds, okay.
36 seconds is not bad. It's one of the spammable ultis, shall we say. So Dawning Light comes out from the Xavier, another spammable ulti. Team Merlin trying to find the angle this time around. They would want to go in for the contest. Oh, but Dung, he cancels out. Oh, but the Mountain Shock is starting Team Merlin up, but it's still low. The Revitalize coming through. Muffin manages to secure this call with Last Insanity into the back line. But Doug, he CC's up too, gets the first crack, but he's gonna get taken down. And so that's the Lord. Oh, that's a 2-for-nothing exchange. The Lord did go the way of Immortal Order, but PCR live to fight another day. And when you lose numbers, when you take the Lord, that is problematic. You're not going to be able to achieve what you want to.
Very much so. Immortal Order would definitely have to be careful from the engagements coming out from the X-Borg, because he starts to split up Immortal Order, and then they start grouping again, and then the team can come in with the Fear of the Phoenix. So definitely have to check out for that. Oh, Shroom's is going for the sideline camp.
Yeah, they're hoping to try and catch somebody as they make this movement across here. This is a nice camp angle, but Fury scouting them out. X-Borg and Basha into the front line. The stun does come through from the Xavier just to allow the space for the team to disengage. Just that little movements, the little actions there allow you to scout out where your enemies are. I mean, camping is such a huge factor in the game. It's one of the strategies that you have to be able to know how to deal with. But there's going to be Shroomsy there. They're getting the set onto X-Borg. He pops that last insanity just to reposition as they will try to mount that defense once more, proving a tough nut to crack PCR.
The camping coming out from Immortal Order is very nicely done this game. I know a lot of people in the South African server doesn't like camping, but ambush has been a war tactic for, once again, millennia. So But a lot of people just don't like it because a lot of name calling comes out during rank times.
Yeah, those people just suck. I don't understand how the game works. I'm gonna put it bluntly. Oh, Tsunami Slam, yeah. Will we see the follow-up? Florin hits the floor room. The heals are way too much right now. As Clint, he's trying to dish out the damage. Assumes he caught between the wall here. As Brody is trying to achieve something. Just as Cole wants to head towards the front line, but has to be careful of that Clint. He can take the frog armor down from the Xbox very, very quickly. I'm not sure how Immortal Order can find the space to win. The heals from this Florin way too much right now. She's online.
He definitely... If the Kalea can actually change the targets from the Xborg to the Florin or the Brody, the team fights might go better in their favor. But PCR is starting to pop off.
Oh, just as you said that, Lotus cursing everybody left, right, and center. Brody gets taken down, and this before well, this is 19.5 minutes, so it's the 18-minute Lord. The big boy, the heavy tank. Muffin, however, he's just getting a push going as Clint, Shroomsy, and Angelic Fury have started this up once more. There is a pause at this dramatic juncture in the game. So Lotus, let me just get us back up on screen. This could prove to be this with this Lord, right? I'm not sure how PCR are going to get close to contesting this particular Lord, but if this goes the way of Immortal Order, this might be all the angle that they needed to win.
It doesn't seem like PCR can be able to actually contest for this Lord. By the time the bar shell can actually come near, the Lord would already be taken. It would actually be better if they can send someone to uneven the lane in the bottom lane, just to relax a bit of the pressure and go once again into defensive mode.
Yeah, they do have two tanky heroes with the Florin coupled, so you can get that Lord pulled maybe towards the right hand side of their base in order to not let it crash into the base. And but I mean, this Lord is gonna take some doing to try to take down and melt.
PCR is gonna have to time it extremely nicely if they want to survive this.
Yeah. It's a difficult situation, but we're saying this as if the Lord has already been taken by the side of Immortal Order. Who knows? One Fury of the Phoenix last hits there. Possible.
True.
But
I mean, it's able to steal a Lord with the Fear of the Phoenix. I can testify so myself.
difficult, but possible.
All you need is vision.
Well, the ultimate does give you vision, but I know what you mean. It's vision for that right moment in time to press the button. Reminds me of that Donald Trump interview when he was talking about Kim Jong-un and him and the button on the desk. So Donald Trump was telling Kim Jong-un, he's like, you have a button, but I have a bigger button. My button works. And it's like an odd kind of conversation those two had. that remains something where something to behold if we got the opportunity to witness it. But being of the younger generation, you don't watch the news.
Naturally not.
It's like, we don't care what's happening in the world. The whole world can burn around us. As long as we have K-pop, life is good. We'll dance to it while World War III happens.
And no, I do stay updated. My sister likes giving updates on it. I just don't like reading the news because when you hear all the bad stuff happening, a lot of negativity can follow it. So
It comes down to a question of, would you rather know or not know? Can decisions, can correct decisions or wise decisions be made from a place of no knowledge?
no.
So that I take it Lotus is gonna start watching the news now.
No. No. I'll just ask my sister what's going on, but I don't watch the news for a reason.
I see. But speaking of news, we need to find out the news from our referees too. What's going on? I thought everyone was pretty much okay in terms of there was movement, but we never know. I mean, this is the whole reason that we got this procedure into play, because there are these times where people do lag. It happens in the course of a game, right? Because we know the internet connection here in SA is not the most stable of structures, and so having this option available to us can keep the game as fair as we possibly can have it.
True.
But let's see if there's any. Alright, so the unpause comes through right now. Let's get back to the game.
Told you they were gonna take it. They literally burst down the Lord. Was it? This was the first match. Yes. You were jumping the gun after thinking about the news. Sheesh. What's it with both matches tonight? We get a pause and then immediately, not even 2 full minutes into the unpause, and the game's finished. True, but it also, with pauses as long as that, it also gives you time to go back to the drawing board and rethink a strategy at times. Just, okay, we did this and this and this, right? We're at this point of the stage. I know I wanted to actually put pressure on that lane, but let's put pressure on this lane. Let's focus on this target.
This entire time.
Did you say something?
No, I'm I thought I was muted on the entire live stream.
Oh, that would be bad. Me having a conversation with myself. I think that's somewhat of a retro advantage as well.
Out of advantage. It wasn't. I thought it was just for now. You were just having a conversation with yourself now. But that's okay, Lotus is used to talking to herself, as family members have told us. But you know, I'll say this much, right? People get laughed at for having conversations with themselves. Some of the best conversations you can have is with yourself. It's highly entertaining.
True, sometimes. True, but you also need some advice from people with common sense. That's why people usually talk to themselves and not their friends.
Yeah, because their friends have no common sense. So Lotus's friends, you know, now know what she thinks of you. Do you have anything to say to that? Any defense to mount? No, my friends, I love you. I think you have common sense. I think you have lots of sense. In fact, you have so much of sense you can make one rand. Something like that.
No, I'm not the type to go with that approach.
But at least you found the dad joke funny.
And I thought my dad jokes are terrible, but yours are peak.
Exactly. Because of the two of us, one of us is at that age. It's not you.
You know, age has nothing to do with dad jokes. Also, there's a difference between my jokes and your jokes. Mine are puns. Yours are dad jokes. There's a difference.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say mine's are funny and yours are not. That's what I thought you. I thought you were going to throw some shade here. Come on, Lotus. What's happening?
Your jokes are funny. But every time I laugh, and now if I say that my jokes are funny but yours aren't, then everyone would call me a liar because I always laugh at your jokes.
True. Well, not every time. Some of my jokes just fall very flat. I do have that a tendency. The last time I think I did that was at a funeral, though I don't think that was the appropriate time to make a joke. I mean, the people, they laughed first, and then they realized we're at a funeral. We're not supposed to be laughing at this man's joke.
Actually, I should try that. I should go to a funeral and start making jokes.
Well, they let me give a speech, so... it wasn't an irreverent joke, right? It's just, sometimes it's nice to laugh. Or as the song goes, smile though your heart is breaking. Smile even though it's aching. You know. Sort of vibes to it. But anyway, we're just gonna find out if the teams are ready and set to go, as we will be heading into this time. I prematurely called it, right? Because I was thinking about we had a test run. So for those of you tuning in at home, you don't see this, right? We have a test match between the two teams in the pause screen time, just to make sure that lag doesn't happen, and then, well, what do you know, lag happens, right? So seems that our test run stream was not so grand, and then I'm just thinking, oh yeah, a second game. Meanwhile, it was only the first. Fortunately, we had Lotus here to remind me, otherwise we would have ended things very, very, very early. So it's 1-0 in the favor of Immortal Order. This time round, we have the swap out, so it's going to be Immortal Order should have that first pick coming through this time round, right? And they were second pick in the last game. So the swap out, how will this affect their strategy? Let's see as we head off into the drafting phase. I'm just assuming both the teams are ready. But notice if you could just double check that for me. Oh yeah, everybody's ready. Alright, sweet.
Yeah. But they did switch out Cole for Reaper, so now PCR has a Grip Reaper and a Reaper.
It's interesting.
We just need a Soul Reaper now.
Oh, somebody's been taking their bleach very, very seriously.
Immortal Order getting the first ban and pick for the second game. Angelic Fury, as we await her ban.
Well, should be one of those typical meta bans coming through.
Hopefully so. I mean, you do not want to give the Lancelot to your enemy team, but would PCR also learn from their previous mistake and ban out the Yi Sun-Shin if Immortal Order doesn't do it first? Our romantic queen, Carmela, getting banned out from the side of Immortal Order. And I'm having a conversation with myself.
Because I saved my nation from falling apart.
Keep going, keep going.
Okay. Sunshine getting banned out from the side of PCR. Muffin getting to go with a response ban. Might want to ban out the Florin. I mean, the Florin with that global healing was a seriously big problem for the side of Immortal Order in the previous match. And the thing was, they had two global ultimates coming out from the side of PCR. The Zitian with the Fear of the Phoenix and the global healing of the Florin. That is not a mistake you want to do again. But Guinevere, respect to Team Merlin, getting banned out from the side of Immortal Order.
Well, those respect bans, as we saw, they did have a place in the game. They did have a place in everyone's strategy. But, well, as we get to see, it will be Team Merlin with the response, and maybe he's gonna respect ban himself. Maybe get rid of the Badang. Badang had some beautiful sets in the last game. Though, is Badang worthy of a ban? He's a very strong hero, but there's a lot of...
no one can escape my iron
it looks like I
fist.
was calling it right. It is the Badang ban.
They're probably thinking, worth it? Not worth it? We don't care. We don't want to deal with those hits again. But if you ban out a Badang, you still leave heroes like a Garagacha and Atlas. Not necessarily that Immortal Order would take it, but just heroes with even better sets than a Badang.
Yeah. But the thing about the Badang is it's almost just like surprise, and then you can get it from anywhere. You can even see him coming, and with that second skill flicker combo, the range is crazy.
To me,
And
fun is all that matters.
it had to have been, didn't it, Lotus? It just had to have been.
Yeah, 1-1. Poor 1-1.
It's always gonna be the 1-1. So 1-1 banned out for, well, 4 games in a row now.
1-1 has a streak of getting banned out in several of the tournaments that we have seen this year. Glue getting banned out from the side of PCR. Still relatively staying the same, but Immortal Order now pick up the free Lancelot.
Yeah. Lancelot, one of the two, shall we say, meta jungles at this moment in time. Joy was in the equation for a while and then has dropped off really massively. So, no Joy. Well, or rather should I say Joy getting no joy. That's one of my dad jokes that Lotus will not laugh at.
I want to say Joy should change her name to Sora, but yeah.
For I am the invincible Lancelot.
So Muffin going for that. I mean, if Lance is available, might as well pick it. Will we see a Kufra pick coming through? Because I've been thinking maybe we can get a Kufra into the mix a little bit early on. Minsathar as well, to deal with the Lancelot.
Could work. I did hear that Minsathar is good for... Okay. Sorry, I blanked out for a bit. What was the other hero you mentioned after Kufra?
Minsathar.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Sorry. First blonde moment of the evening coming out from the blushing menace.
We all have them. Though mine would be like a more of a grey blonde moment. So I don't think I can say blonde, I can just say grey moment.
Fair enough. Kuro picking up his signature hero, going with the Farsa, and Team Merlin once again picking up the Xborg.
Yeah, Xborg's been very strong, especially in the ranking situation. Though personally, I would say Xborg has quite a bit of counters to him. So anything that can take away the frog armor very quickly. I mean, in the last match, it came down to the Clint, right? Like Clint, once he came online, he had just that insta burst for the frog armor.
True, so is the Xbox still worth it? Maybe they have a backup plan this time. But Jake's going with CC, one of my favorite XP laners, and Angelic Fury picking up her amazing, deadly, and lethal Xavier.
Well, Angelic Fury and Lotus will be casting together very, very soon. So if you're wondering why the Glaze is coming out, they're hyping each other up. They have a tournament to do between the two of them coming up from next week. And this is news to Lotus. As if I put the screen on, you will see the surprise on her face. Did you know that was part of the plans? I don't think so.
I did not know it would be so soon, but if I can guess with my role model, I would be on cloud 9.
So speaking of role models, or roles shall we say, the Grok being picked up here, the role being the roam position, I would assume, but I mean, it's kind of a flex pick, the same with the Xborg. There's a lot of flexibility in those two picks for the side of PCR.
Need some stitches? I can
Grok
help.
into this lineup. Well, maybe if he can get the engage onto the Xavier. But with the Lance having the second skill to escape the damage, CC has a lot of mobility as well. Grok really works up against low mobility heroes.
True, and then you pick it up against a hero like CC and Lancelot.
So
Interesting.
I'm not too sure about that pick, but I mean, like I said, it always comes down to execution. And as an individual hero,
Let's
since the
make
update,
whole
Grok has been
world
very strong.
green and lively.
Very much so. Florin getting banned out from the side of Immortal Order. No one wants to deal with that global healing again. It made the game so much more difficult for them than it had to be if it was without a Florin.
Yeah. Once you got the Flask of Oasis online, and I mean, it was just the Flask. Like, the moment you picked up Flask, it was just like, oh my goodness, look at the amount of heals here. It's just first skill heal,
enters the scene.
the ultimate heal. It's just like you just heal. Going for the Badang ban. The Akai ban. The Badang was already banned. The Akai ban. Possibly not wanting to have something that can disrupt their skills.
True, but it really doesn't make sense. They still left the Kalea open. They can go for the background die of the Farsa. And as you said earlier, PCR and Immortal Order knows each other well. You barely see an Akai from Immortal Order, so why even ban him?
I don't know, maybe they're taking Lance into the gold lane since he doesn't seem to have the spell set.
Well, we all have our hobbies. Putting heroes in different lanes is one of them, I guess.
I highly doubt it. It's just messing around with the spells. And so Fury this time saying, alright, you had Clint last game, I'm picking up Clint this game. Clint is one of those marksmen that he's like butter. He goes with against everything, in every sort of composition. There's no real marksman that can overly deal with him, like how you get hard counters to certain heroes. Like for instance, if you're picking up an Immortal, you can counter it with like a Brody, for instance. There's hard counters to many marksmen, but Clint doesn't really have that. Brody is one of those options that, as a hero, has a better time against a Clint, because that level 4 power spike of his can deal with the level 4 power spike of a Clint. Clint won't be able to burst him down before he hits that tournament memory.
True, but the thing I love about the Clint is that enhanced basic attack after every single skill. No matter whether it's your first skill, second skill, or even ultimate, there's always that enhanced skill that even if you miss your skill, your basic attack would still hit the enemy. And that can deal so much damage and finish off several kills.
Yeah. That passive of his, it is insane. Shroomsy, I love that Minotaur pick coming through. Into this lineup, he's going to provide that extra bit of CC and sustain. Though I will say, just like the previous game, they're going to have to be a bit more patient. Because as we saw, PCR had that strong early part of the game, but the patience was necessary. Here we do have the Hayabusa pick. I mean, in the previous game, I actually thought that Hayabusa was going to come out much earlier than it did. But right now, we get to see that Hayabusa, perfect counter to the Xavier. I think the side of PCR realized that Angelic Fury in the backline was just dishing out mad damage from range. Best to be able to take the mage out of the equation. And Hayabusa is a counter to pretty much all assassins. Or maybe Lance is one of those heroes you could say, yes, because he has that ability to cancel the ultimate with his second skill. But if you time it right on the Hayabusa, it's a patience game with the Hayabusa. You just gotta delay your engagement.
True, very true. However, loving the Minotaur pick because even with the Shadow Kill, a Minoan Fear could protect your teammates somewhat. It's just gonna be also a patience game coming out from the side of Immortal Order. Both teams' drafts seem actually to be a bit more on equal footing this time.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
It's all gonna come down to execution.
Yes. Agreed. And this one's definitely going to be one of those execute games to see what's going to happen. As the mid lane has been pressured upon here, Hayabusa with the second skill was hoping to get a bit of poke damage there onto Xavier. Minotaur just scouting out, but scouting out against a Grok is dangerous, shall I say. Tried to go for that small camp steal there.
Problem with the Grok is his CC immunity during several of his skills. I don't know where it's all viable, but Clint's doing a lot of damage to Postpone Malone at the moment.
Oh, nice second skill to get back to safety, but Postpone Malone is in a tough spot. His team is coming through here. He should get a heal coming in from Shubzi, though there's not going to be massive amounts of heal. Clint with the second skill poke damage and just freezing the wave, but Minotaur close by just to give Brody the opportunity to try and get some farm. There's Hayabusa. He's looking for that Brody. They don't know that he's in the bush just yet, but he wants to go in. Oh, he beats out the stun. Where did he get the shadow kill? He gets second skill. The shadow kill comes out. Oh my goodness, Reaper almost getting the first blood. Getting back to safety as well, but a lot of action happening here in the gold lane.
But at the same time, some action happened here in the bottom lane, but Shrooms looks like in a bit of danger, but Kuro not get caught out. Nice flicker coming out from Kuro.
Yeah. There was a premature death there for Lotus, but I'm just teasing. I also thought he was dead.
But Muffin gonna take the first turtle of the game all by his lonesome, managing to do so well. Hayabusa just late by 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, it was that engagement having to recall and get back to base, heal up. Muffin taking the opportunity, seizing the advantage to get the first Lord on the map, get a little bit of a gold lead going, as Shroomsy once more giving vision, but Grok walks past him here. He's going to turn around, wants to go back into the mix. There's a feathered airstrike. Grok, he does have the ability to set that wall with a wild charge coming through, but nothing yet. Oh, Lancelot going into the mix, but it's going to be first blood going the way of PCR as they take down the Minotaur. Lance with the invade. Hayabusa has to be careful. Oh, he gets the retry, wants to go for the invade, doesn't have the shadow kill available, gets a bit of poke damage onto Muffin, and so far, for the side of PCR, so good.
True, but despite having that one kill as the first blood advantage, Immortal Order is still ahead in 100 gold lead, but right now at this point of time, it's not that big. Second turtle of the game is up in around 40 seconds. Both teams are just gonna try to get vision on each other. But 4 versus 3 here in the top lane.
Yeah, it's Grok going in once more. Minnow taking a lot of damage. There's a feather district. The shadow kill comes up very quickly. Hayabusa doesn't have the ability to escape. No! Lance manages to dash in and take him down. His second skills clears underneath the tunnel, trying to do something, but Brody turns around, dishes off the damage. So that's a 1-for-1 trade. Oh, make that 1-for-2 in the XP lane. It's Jake's being taken down there by Team Merlin on the export.
Next turtle of the game is also up and running right now. both teams are gonna have to play it a bit more conservatively, especially from the side of Immortal Order, with the Minotaur taking a while before he can get that Flask of Oasis. He's gonna have to play just with a little bit more patience.
Yeah. That's true. Fury there being forced to recall as the turtle has been set and reset. Grok trying to get the pull closer towards his side, but they will be waiting for Fury to get back into the mix, but Lance doesn't want to allow this. Difficult to contest for an objective against the Lance though. Reaper with that higher boost is trying to get something set. Dawning Light does come out. It's going to be Lance with that. Oh, but the Minoan Fury perfectly timed as they take down the higher booster and they take down the Grok. That's a 2-for-0 exchange and the turtle. Jungle invade happening here by Moffat. He senses an opportunity to take this red buff before Hayabusa can respawn. Meanwhile, Clint being engaged upon here, torn apart memory from Post-Paul Malone as he sends Clint back to the base.
And with one team fight, Immortal Order managed to turn the tide, swing the gold lead into their favor by almost 2k.
Yeah, and with that, Brody almost taking down a turret.
Might actually be able, but Grip Reaper really does want to protect this turret. We're gonna see an engagement here in the mid lane. Angelic Fairy almost getting caught out, but Kuro taking a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, the Shadow Kill coming out, but without any stacks, the Shadow Kill doesn't do that much. Oh, the Frog Armor taken out from Team Merlin very quickly. Well, we see the engagement. CC underneath the turret. Lance with the tag does have the second skill. We'll probably use it to just escape the turret damage. Was like, no, I'm gonna save it. I wanna go in for more. Burrow trying to get something done, but there's no way to defend this mid lane turret. This is position. Oh, it's going to be the engagement by the Lance. Didn't manage to land the ultimate. Mano wants to go in. Oh, he sets up the kill for the Dawning Light. The follow-up is in there from the side of Immortal Order as they're taking down one, possibly two turrets. I think this bot lane should fall, and CC will be able to be free to rotate once that bot lane is fallen.
And the next turtle of the game will also be up and running in 15 seconds. And with the rotations that will be coming out from Immortal Order sideliners, it makes their life a little bit more easy.
Yeah, exactly. There's a second skill onto Team Merlin. The Frog Armor has been taken down there. Grok wants to try to get into the front line. Reaper in position, but CC will scout out there. Gets a bit of poke damage onto the Hayabusa, but the wall is preventing her from doing too much. They are in position. Immortal Order doing the zoning properly here. Hayabusa forced to use the Shadow Kill as it's going to be Lance with the Retribution once more and diving back in there. Jax gets the kill onto the Hayabusa. They're continuing this pressure. It's going to be the... Oh, what a Minoan Fury from Shroomsy. Setting up and cancelling. It's going to be Brody that gets the Clint kill. The Frog Armor taking down Lost Insanity committed. It's a full team wipe. This should be tier 2 turrets falling.
Definitely so. CC will also be able to get this tier 1 turret here in the bottom lane. The gold shield will also fall in the mid lane. Map control going fully to the favor of Immortal Order.
As they switch back towards this lane freeze farming strategy here. They don't want to let Hayabusa get anywhere near his boss. Oh, but he does jump in there. However, it throws you with the red buff on the Minotaur. Minotaur is deadly with a red buff, I must say. He's just the perfect hero to get a red buff. Wouldn't want to give it 2 marks.
The hidden veiled but harmless sarcasm. Very interesting tonight. Reaper having a bit of a difficult time going for jungle right now. Immortal Order doing a good job using it as bait, but he's not gonna fall for that trap too easily.
Yeah. They are fully aware, PCR, that Immortal Order are in position waiting. There's the Shadow Kill coming out, but CC pops the Vengeance, manages to escape Lancelot into the mix as well. Pressure being placed here onto this tier 2 turret by the minion wave. But once more, the jungle invade is in here. Brody with the split push. The Lord is up in under 15 seconds. Lance wants to go in here, but I think Shroomsy would make the call for his teammates to disengage. With this first Lord of the game, if I was on the side of PCR, I'd be like, let's not go to the contest for this just yet. Let's wait. but they seem to have other ideas. Team Merlin on the Xbox leading the charge. Musa trying to find the angle for the steal while this whole fight is going on here. Reaper jumps inside. Oh, that he managed to get him down. He gets the steal. He gets taken down, but what a steal from Reaper, keeping his team alive. It's Minnow with a flicker, Minnow and Fury. Team Merlin, he's gonna get taken down. But the Lord was that was what they needed. Just to stay in the fight a little longer, you know?
True, that's all that counts right now. Even if the Lord doesn't get to achieve anything, it stalls time. And if you have time, anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible. It just takes a little bit for that Hayabusa to come online, the Clint, the Fossa. Those heroes have skills that can change the course of the game. But beautiful steal. Beautiful steal. But still, the game is still in Immortal Order's hands right now. I mean, it's 14-3 in their favor. Massive gold lead. Well, there's Minnow with the Minnow and Fury. Fossa hits that feather. There's Black Rock setting it up. But the heals coming through from Minnow, keeping everybody alive. CC into the backside, pops that vengeance, trying to stay alive. So far, it's a nothing for nothing trade-off. Lots of skills being used, but nobody being able to take it out. But oh, Lancelot wants to go back in. Does get that skill off, but there's the shadow kill onto him. The heal from Minotaur just in time to save his teammate from taking way too much damage. He's got the flask, got the Oracle. So, but with this recent update, Lotus, I'm not sure if you know that Oracle doesn't increase the amount of heals that you give your teammates.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, it increases the amount of heals you can deliver to yourself, which means you can play more aggressively. I would still say, however, Flask is core item on the hybrid build for Minotaur.
Oh my goodness, there's a frog in my throat tonight. But Reaper wanted to engage on Angelic Fear, but she plays it safely and manages to escape quite well.
Yeah, now it's going to be counter-engaged upon, get the shadow kill, but he doesn't have that second skill, so that's going to be no Hayabusa. Jake still finds the angle, wants to continue this fight. Takes a lot of damage from the Clint, does get the curtain call onto 2, but unable to really follow up. It is under the 30-second timer for this next major objective. It is the 12-minute Lord. As Immortal Order, we can see just establishing that map control. They don't want to allow the option for any amount of contest this time around. They don't want to lose a second Lord.
Definitely not. And right now, they're probably gonna push the lanes just a little bit to keep PCR preoccupied. And also to keep Reaper away from any potential Lord steals.
Yeah. Jake's doing a job there in the front line. There's the Lord going this way, this time around. Uncontested to side of Immortal Order. Oh, the flicker comes out. There's Fossa with the feather dance. They glance into the back line of Minnow and Fury with a flicker. There's the follow-up in here. Grok dishing out the damage. But Minnow, he's got that frost. There's the shadow kill. However, it's just not enough damage. They turn on takedown Reaper. It's going to be a 4-for-0 exchange and the Lord on its way. Minnow will be able to heal everybody back up. As the mid lane is being pressured upon, could this be the ending angle that Immortal Order were looking for? One massive team fight. The wave is in here, just across the delay. Oh, Lance, he created with the second skill, missed it slightly, but still manages to get the kill. Legendary. However, Brody postponed Malone. Just wants to try to postpone the inevitable. The lock gets on. It's going to be the last Insanity coming out. Without the Brody, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but the Lord is in here. We should find that angle to get the lock on. Lance is just focusing onto the Minnow with the Minnow and Fury dance. A follow-up from the team, and nuts this time round. I can say it properly. Game, set, match. Go in the way of Immortal Order as they move through to the grand stage of the Conquerors of Dawn.
Well played coming out from the side of Immortal Order, but some of the plays coming out from PCR was also well done. They did have that early 2 to 3 minutes advantage. Unfortunately, it changed with the second third of the match.
Yeah. Well, that team fight around the second turtle was where things changed. Like as you say, they were putting a lot of pressure onto the Minotaur. Minotaur was, I mean, in the early part of the game, he's not the most ideal jungler. I mean, roamer to play, because he's not particularly tanky. He's not particularly mobile, and he doesn't have enough heals to deal with anything. But the moment it hits mid game, his power spike is inevitable.
Very much so. And then the Minoan Fury is coming out, especially when in the hands of Oshunzi, that is when the enemy team is in a lot of trouble. And then naturally the sniping coming out from Angelic Fury Xavier.
Yeah, well played to Immortal Order moving through. So 2 teams have qualified to get into that 16-man spot. From the wild card, it is Fantasy with a strong performance in the early game up against Sea Warriors, and Immortal Order with an equally impressive performance up against PCR. So these 2 teams move on to that final stage, and the preparations for that will begin. That tournament will be starting off on the 28th of August, so there is a little bit of time before that begins. However, for tomorrow and the next day, so Saturday and Sunday, we will have a lot of teams still left to play. There's still 4 matches to go. So 4 matches to go. We have 4 teams left to select from the wild card draw. So it's not like we're gonna have no more action available for you, right? So the wild card draw, and then we'll be heading on to the main stage. It's going to be the top teams from both South Africa and Nigeria. This is a bit of an international tournament that will be facing head-to-head to see who's going to take home their share of the 10K cash prize pool. Brought to you thanks to Soliford Day and Waylander Gaming, both organizations getting together, putting the money up, and sponsoring this particular tournament.
And it's definitely going to be action-packed, and all the teams will definitely be putting in their best because everyone probably wants a piece of that prize pool.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure everyone's thinking about how much they're going to be spending on skins if they get their share of the prize pool. They're like, all right, there's a couple of nice skins available at the Metro skins. I'm like, I want this one. So if I do this and I win that, I should be able to get the X, Y, and Z skin, That's how we gamers think. We get money and spend it all on games. It's like food second, games first. That seems to be the case. Yep. But I don't know, right? It's a tough call, right? So let me put this to you. Lotus. What is your favorite meal?
That's a tough one. Coronation chicken?
All right, so I'm gonna put on one corner your favorite meal, and your favorite game would be
Mobile Legends. Hands down.
Hands down, right? So you've got your favorite meal versus your favorite game. And the choice is going to be this. You only get to pick one. The other one you have to give up for life.
Mobile Legends.
You're going to give up Mobile Legends, or you're picking it?
No, I'm picking Mobile Legends.
Interesting.
Other foods exist.
Other foods exist, but still, it's your favorite meal. It's a tough one. It's not like the easiest choice in the world. But anyway, on that different note, this particular caster is hungry. He hasn't eaten the whole day. It was like work, and then we jumped into the streams and we headed off into the matches, and then I got so excited I forgot that I needed to eat. And so I'm going to have to be making supper at this time in the night, Lotus. But late.
You know what works well? 2-minute noodles.
2-minute noodles. Yeah, well, maybe. I should have started takeaway, right? But I also forgot about that because the excitement of the games was kind of getting to me. I was very anxious to get us started and see what the results are going to be, and so we can finalize the teams going through to the next phase, the main stage, Conquerors of Dawn. And well, once again, a big congratulations to the 2 sides, Fantasy and Immortal Order, making their way through to the main event. But well played to both the PCR and Z Warriors, right, for putting up a solid fight, giving us an entertaining watch here on a Friday night. And to you guys, the viewers at home, thank you for tuning in to watch. Oh, yes. And while we're doing the whole thank you list, right? To all the admin staff in the background who've been working so hard on getting all of this set up so that we can just do what we do and showcase the talent that is here in Southern Africa. So, a big shout out to you guys and especially the viewers, because none of this would be possible without you guys. Because, who's going to be streaming for an audience of none?
Only a crazy person.
Only a crazy person. I think that's how it was when this is before you joined and Scarpy joined and everybody else joined. When I first did this all on my lonesome, I think I had an audience of one, which could have been me, who knows, right? But the channel's come a long way in the space of a year, and it's gotten us to this point where we could actually co-sponsor a tournament. But again, big shout out to Solo for Day for stepping up to the plate. I know I won't say the sponsor's actual name. Who knows? Maybe people start stalking them. But they also have a love for they also have a love for Mobile Legends, and so putting up half of the prize pool here, quite a big thing for that they did do for us, the community, and well, our growing community. So big shout out to Solo for Day. We will have, just for announcement for everybody, we'll have a Liquipedia page up for the tournament. Shumzi's busy working on that. The links will be shared. You'll be able to check on your favorite players, your favorite teams, the statistics. Also, if you want to check out Solo for Day's website and the company, they are a company that deals with website development along with other things, so you can always check on that. On the Liquipedia page will be a link to their homepage, and you can check out what they're all about. But